You opened this video hoping that somewhere beyond the non-stop chatter about Bitcoin and Ethereum, real life-changing opportunities still hide in plain sight, waiting for beginners willing to look 2 layers deeper than surface hype. You clicked because every top coin list sounds identical. Yet intuition tells you real value lives, where social feeds stay quiet and on-chain data reveals a slower but far more profitable story. Most people think undervalued simply means cheap, so they chase penny tokens with unlimited supply, then watch them sink further and conclude the game is rigged against anyone without whale-level capital or insider alerts. Today I will shatter that myth by revealing a repeatable 3-filter checklist that spots coins solving billion-dollar problems, supported by hard numbers, transparent governance, and ecosystems quietly onboarding users while mainstream headlines look elsewhere. First, I will teach you the checklist, then we will explore 3 examples. Decentralized artificial intelligence infrastructure, enterprise-grade ledgers, and asset tokenization gateways, followed by a practical $50 starter plan you can execute tonight. Many beginners in our community followed this roadmap last cycle and grew modest test portfolios into solid positions that rode out crashes and beat the market. Stay until the end because the final coin already has global telecom pilots, yet its token trades on fewer than 10 exchanges, meaning early patience could outshine late excitement when 2025 headlines finally arrive. You remember friends bragging about buying Bitcoin early while you stepped in late? So every time a new coin starts trending, you feel that same worry that the good seats are already taken. You have watched dozens of hidden gem videos and read long Reddit threads, yet each list sounds the same, and you begin to wonder if the creators care more about clicks than teaching. You tried the common tips, learned basic charts, joined chat rooms, and set careful limit orders, but when the market dropped, your money fell faster and your confidence slipped away. Work, family, or school already pull your attention, so you cannot spend 50 hours a week hunting secret posts, and you just want simple rules you can follow with small amounts. I have helped many cautious beginners and saw real progress only after they stopped chasing quick flips and chose coins that solve clear problems while keeping position sizes under control. This video gives you that same map, starting with a 3-step checklist to test any project before I reveal a single ticker, so you finish with knowledge instead of noise. Picture yourself next year as a calm investor, whose small, carefully chosen portfolio grows while wild price swings feel less scary because each coin you hold has real work to do. Over the next 15 minutes, I will guide you through a simple 3-part path that turns random coin hunting into clear decision-making before you spend even a single dollar. First, we will build a screening checklist that asks 3 straight questions about every project. What problem does it solve? How healthy are its token numbers? And is real use already visible on-chain or in the news? Second, we will walk that checklist through 3 live examples, so you see exactly how decentralized artificial intelligence, enterprise ledgers, and real-world asset tokens can pass or fail the test. Each example will show price range, supply facts, active users, and one risk you must respect so you learn a balanced view instead of blind hope. Third, we will tie it together with a starter plan that shows how $50 a week, placed with care, can stack a position while guarding you from the fear of sudden dips. You will see how to split that amount among safer core picks and smaller high-growth plays, plus an easy habit for moving coins to a private wallet the moment you buy. Stick around, because at the end, I will give you a printable checklist and a link to our free deeper training, so you leave with tools, not just ideas, and can start acting tonight. Every smart pick begins with one clear question. Does the project solve a real problem that people or companies actually face today? And can you point to at least one live partnership or pilot that proves it is more than talk? If the answer is yes, move to the second checkpoint by opening a price tracking site and reading the token numbers. Healthy coins show a fixed or gently growing supply, a fair release schedule, and clear ways tokens flow back to holders through burns or staking rewards. Next, open a free explorer such as Artemis, Token Terminal, or DeFi Llama, and look for signs of life, daily active wallets, transaction counts, revenue, and developer commits. Even a small but rising trend tells you real users care. Treat these 3 questions like traffic lights. If any light stays red, you pause research or walk away because another coin always waits in line. Most beginners skip this step and jump straight to price charts. Yet price is only a loud crowd reflecting yesterday's news, while our checklist shines a quiet flashlight on tomorrow's value. Keep the list on your phone, And every time a friend or influencer names a new gem, spend 5 minutes walking it through these 3 checkpoints before money ever leaves your account. Imagine the next ChatGPT running on a network no single company owns, where any coder can plug in a model and earn directly from every call. Singularity Net, trading under the symbol AGX, is building that open marketplace, already hosting hundreds of AI services that pay developers in the token whenever users request translations, music generation, or data analysis. This vision matters because centralized AI companies control data, prices, and access, leaving small builders locked out. A public marketplace can unlock talent everywhere, just as YouTube unlocked video creators. Monthly transactions grew from 100,000 a year ago to over 600,000 last quarter, and revenue now funds an automatic buy and burn that tightens supply. Developers like Pixel AI already earn daily by offering fashion image recognition, proving that micropayments for models work outside research labs. Large partners also notice. Cardano hosts AGX as a native asset, and the project announced a merger with Fetch and Ocean into one artificial superintelligence token, pooling teams, treasuries, and liquidity. Token numbers show 80% of total supply already released, with the rest vesting slowly over 3 years. So dilution risk stays lower than many young coins still unlocking half their float. Price sits about 60% below its 2023 high while development funding has quadrupled, so the ratio of code commits to market value hints at room for catch-up rather than overheating. A starter position could be $10 per week on a major exchange, then staking on the native portal for 6% yearly rewards while you track adoption metrics monthly. Keep exposure sensible by limiting experimental sector plays such as decentralized artificial intelligence to 10% of your crypto budget and hold the rest in core assets or cash. Write an exit rule now, perhaps selling a quarter of your tokens when value doubles to lock gains, leaving the remainder free to ride future upgrades like the upcoming hypercycle sidechain. Next, we turn from cutting-edge intelligence to industrial-grade ledgers and discover why a coin backed by global brands might deliver steadier progress than the wild frontier of AI. Picture a public ledger co-owned by brands you already trust, such as Google, IBM, Boeing, and Ubisoft, where transaction fees stay under 1 cent and energy use is so low it offsets more carbon than it emits. That ledger is Hedra Hashgraph, and its token HBR fuels every smart contract, file timestamp, and micropayment, while the governing council votes on network upgrades, making sudden rule changes almost impossible. Real companies already run on Hedra today. Avery Dennison tracks billions of luxury items, ServiceNow logs supply chain proofs, and the United Kingdom's National Health Service secures patient data, adding more real traffic each quarter. Network volume keeps climbing, hitting 3 billion consensus transactions a week, yet HBAR still trades nearly 70% below its 2021 peak, giving you a price-to-usage gap many coins can only dream of. Token numbers show about 50% of supply unlocked with a published release calendar stretching to 2030, so you can model future dilution instead of guessing behind closed doors. You can start small by buying $10 or $20 on a major exchange and staking inside Hashpack Wallet for about 6% annual yield while watching council seats expand into new regions. Treat HBAR as a steadier core position, perhaps 15% of a beginner portfolio, balancing the higher upside but higher risk plays we covered earlier. Keep your eye on the upcoming smart contract fee cut and the Stablecoin Studio launch, because if enterprise developers flood in, current valuations may look like early internet domain prices. Next, we leave boardrooms and move to village rooftops, where a telecom project lets anyone earn tokens for sharing wireless signal and brings unconnected communities onto the blockchain. Imagine living in a seaside village with no cell tower for miles, yet your neighbor's rooftop antenna gives everyone fast internet and pays the owner in crypto every single day. World Mobile Token, ticker WMT, powers that model. The project builds low-cost mesh networks that let ordinary people run small air nodes, share unused bandwidth, and earn tokens when anyone connects. This matters because almost 3 billion people still lack reliable service, and traditional carriers avoid low-income areas where profit is thin. World Mobile flips the math by turning every user into a micro-operator. The first pilot sites in Zanzibar went live in 2022, expanding to Kenya, Nigeria, and rural UK towns last year. Local cafes report higher foot traffic, and fishermen now check weather apps before heading out, proving real-world demand. Token supply sits at 2 billion, with over 50% already circulating and a clear vesting plan through 2027. Each connection burns a slice of revenue to tighten supply, while node operators receive fresh tokens for keeping service online. Price trades more than 80% below its bull market high because global rollout costs move slower than social media hype, so patient holders still have a seat before mass coverage arrives. Begin with a $5 or $10 test buy on an exchange like KuCoin. Then consider delegating to an Earth node for 8 to 10% yearly yield while you watch subscriber numbers climb on the public dashboard. Keep risk in check by limiting DPIN exposure to no more than 10% of your crypto budget, since hardware delays and local regulations can slow growth. Stay tuned, because our next stop uncovers tokens that bring real-world invoices and property rights onto blockchains, creating yield backed by assets you can actually measure. Think about a small business waiting 90 days for payment on a shipped order. Then picture that unpaid invoice being turned into a digital token and financed within hours by global investors who earn real yield while the buyer completes payment. Centrifuge, trading as CFG, already does this on its Tin Lake platform, where over $300 million in invoices, real estate loans, and even royalty streams are tokenized and funded, with transaction data visible on-chain for anyone to verify. The circulating supply is around 60% of the total, inflation stays under 4% a year, and every pool charges fees that buy CFG and lock it in reserves, slowly squeezing available tokens. Price still sits more than 70% below the last cycle peak even after CoinFund and BlockTower joined as pool investors, leaving room for upside once larger asset managers search for on-chain yield that matches off-chain cash flows. Add a small allocation, perhaps $5 a week, through Coinbase, then stake CFG in the protocol for about 5% annual return while you track total value locked and new asset classes listing on Tin Lake. Now consider Injective, ticker INJ, a lightning-fast Layer 1 built for decentralized trading that burns 60% of all protocol fees every week, shrinking supply more aggressively than most rivals. Developers deploy order book exchanges, prediction markets, and synthetic asset platforms on Injective, generating revenue that last quarter alone removed over 100,000 INJ from circulation. Even after a strong rebound, the token's market value per dollar of protocol fees remains lower than many larger chains, hinting at more room if trading volume keeps climbing. Begin with a starter buy on Binance or Kraken, delegate to a validator for 8% yearly yield, and set an exit rule to take profit on 1/3 of holdings if price doubles, keeping the rest for long-term growth. Together, CFG and INJ show how real-world assets and on-chain liquidity can work side by side, giving your beginner portfolio exposure to yield backed by invoices and to a trading engine that rewards every user with scarce tokens. You now have a clear 3-step checklist for judging any project, plus 5 examples that passed real-world tests in artificial intelligence, enterprise ledgers, community telecom, real-world invoices, and high-speed trading. You learn to look first at the problem a coin solves, then at its token numbers, and finally at proof of live use. And you saw how a $50 weekly plan can grow without chasing risky pumps. So here is your choice. You can close this video and try to repeat these steps alone, learning by trial and error, or you can follow a proven system that guides you each week with updated data and step-by-step wallet moves. We built a free training that dives deeper into the checklist, shows live screen shares of on-chain tools, and hands you a printable worksheet for tracking every buy and sell. It also gives you our starter portfolio template and a list of trusted exchanges and cold wallet options. If you wait, the next bull run headlines may find you scrambling again, but if you act now, you will own a roadmap that many beginners wish they had before their first purchase. Tap the link below, secure your seat, and let's start building your smarter crypto plan together. You now own a 3-step checklist and 5 live examples that show how to judge real value in artificial intelligence, enterprise ledgers, community telecom, tokenized invoices, and lightning-fast trading chains. We proved why problem-solving, healthy token numbers, and visible user growth matter more than loud price chatter, then showed how a steady $50 plan can build safer positions without chasing every spike. So choose your next move. Close this video and test the steps alone, or follow me to a deeper, totally free breakdown where I screen fresh projects in real time and build a sample beginner portfolio from scratch. That follow-up lesson is waiting on our channel right now, linked in the description and pinned comment, and it will also appear on the end screen when this video finishes. If you act today, you gain clear rules before the next wave of headlines, and you can watch the guide whenever it fits your schedule. Tap the link to the next video, keep learning, and start building your smarter crypto plan tonight. Tell me in the comments which part of the video helped you most today. Was it the 3-step checklist or a specific coin example? And add one question you still want answered, so I can cover it soon. If you have already tried the checklist, share your first result to inspire other beginners, because real stories make this community stronger than any single tutorial. Subscribe and tap the notification bell so you never miss a fresh coin breakdown or weekly market update, and you can keep building skills one clear lesson at a time. Remember, the link to the follow-up video is in the description, the pinned comment, and the end screen, so click it next and continue shaping your smarter crypto plan without losing momentum. You now have the roadmap. Action is next.